Okay, cool. I'm down.
We'll just wait for people.
Hasanabi. Oh my God! Do you know what I want to watch really bad?
What?
The Hasanabi Ethan Klein debate. I want to see that so bad. I want to review it.
You should on your channel.
I think I will. Yeah.
I'll just zone out.
You're not into that shit.
No.
You don't like debate. It's reprobate.
I know.
So I get it.
I know. What's up, Blaze? What's up, Brock?
Blaze.
Just letting the people fall in right now.
Blaze and glory.
Blaze and glory all the way.
Blaze and glory.
Blaze. You are a cupcake.
That's a really cool name. I like that.
Blaze.
Blaze and banter.
That's right.
That's some good shit.
I know, right?
Definitely.
Just waiting for the fam to come on.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
It's all good.
It is.
I now feel.
It's all good.
I now feel like a combination of Corey Taylor and Bill Cooper.
Do you think the military and the people protesting will clash in Washington? We'll see.
I'm pretty sure that they have something planned.
What's up, Tina? I'm watching the world burn. I think they're about to pop off in L.A. Dude, really?
There is a massive and an insanely incredible, huge disturbance in the force.
That's correct.
And right now, as a Christian, as someone that believes in Jesus, what you need to do is make sure that your house is in order. That you know that Jesus is king, because we're done. This is what in Adam Mokler's channel, who he's got like over 1 million subs. They're secular. There are people in there saying this is signs of the end.
Yep.
Okay, they're secular people. Okay. Yeah, it's very, very, very clear where we're at this point to me. That's why I made the video I just made on my channel, which is whoa. That hurt to do it. But it needs to be said, and I said it, and you should go consume that media.
I was at the protest today. It was pretty peaceful. That's awesome.
That's very good.
That's good.
That's America, you know.
That's how it should be working, you know.
America is about the freedom to point at your government and say you're a piece of shit. You have every right to be able to do that. And No King's Day is definitely a good slogan, because the Revolutionary war cry, when we were freeing ourselves from the fucking crown, was no king but King Jesus. That was the war cry.
That is.
So, hey, I'm down with the no kings thing, because there's only one king, and it ain't fucking Donald Trump.
That's true.
And even he's aware he's not a king, so that's, I guess, a positive thing, even though he wants to be fucking Darth Sidious.
That's true.
He wants to be something akin to Darth Sidious mixed with Stalin.
Mm-hmm.
Like a real-world Darth Vader Emperor Palpatine.
That's true, too.
This is where his head's at. And now, so did we get a parade of any kind?
I have no idea.
I guess there was no parade for Führer's birthday. And it's Flag Day, too.
Führer is a pussy.
It's Flag Day. It's my birthday. It's the military army's birthday. What a wonderful day. Bigly winning in fascist white America.
And it's currently...
I'm loving it. Elon's got problems.
I want to kind of...
I think I need... Do I get one?
I'm just making this.
Shit, sorry.
So we, have it and all. My love.
It probably is.
My love, my endless love.
Yeah, Marky, you're here.
Yeah, you
And that
are.
was sick yesterday with Lloyd. That's insane. So thank you for having him in here. That was phenomenal. And I'd love him to have my email. We'd talk about making a fucking crazy Reverend movie.
Pop off means break wind in the UK.
Pop off.
Yeah, like you fart in.
In the UK?
Pop off means you're farting.
I didn't know that meant that.
In the UK.
At all.
That's cool. Thank you for that information here, Chris.
That's very interesting. That's interesting lingo that I was not aware of. That's for sure. M60 says hi. What's up, M60?
Hi, M60.
It's always,
how are you?
Just a wonderful time in.
Yeah. I mean, what's up? It's just the time.
Oh my God.
What the hell was that?
That was a very loud bang.
Did we get something?
No, I don't. Well, maybe. Oh God. I just want to relax and do a show.
Me too.
I'm loving. This is. I feel now like pretty much Corey Taylor.
Yeah.
I got a Corey Taylor mic, and I'm enjoying life.
Why do you have the name Betty? Just wondering. Is your name really Betty, or are you trolling me?
Whoa, Black Betty, Ram and Lamb. Oh, Black Betty.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm paranoid about that shit.
Black Betty had a child.
talk about this.
It's like a demon coming back in your life, you
Oh
know?
my god. Well, yeah.
We should check what happened at the door.
Okay, fine.
You know? It's my name. Okay. It better be. It better be. Because that's a weird name to me. Well, be right back. There's nothing? Oh, then never mind. I'm here then. What's wrong with the name, Betty? It's the name of my mother, and it's
It's a
triggering.
triggering thing, but it's not anybody's.
You know?
You know, it's a us thing, not a you thing. So it's okay. You know. Let's just say massive traumas add up.
Correct.
Years and years of horrible trauma add up.
I associate Betty with Mother Dearest.
Yeah.
So,
There you go.
hi, Lily. How are you?
Couldn't be more accurate depiction.
How awful are you, Shannon, talking about your dead mother like that?
There's nothing that anyone should say about that.
Yeah, it's not your place to judge.
Do you know that that is Shannon's business and only her business?
Yeah, that's true.
You have zero right to speak to Shannon like that about anything.
Let's go to here, man.
I don't have any right to say that to her.
No, you have the
Huh?
You have the thing in your ear.
Yes, I do. It
All right.
fits comfortably.
That's cool.
Thankfully.
This is Matthew's fam, of course. Physicists claims they opened a portal, and multi-dimensional beings revealed human body is a soul vessel.
Yeah, shout out to Matthew's fam.
Yeah, shout out to this
That was
bro.
awesome.
I love him.
I get his merch
This
too.
is. Yeah. Oh yikes! You had a horror mom. Oh
Oh
yeah.
my god, this whoa. And
Uh-huh.
I seen the bitch in action, so nobody can tell me that that's not the case because I saw it firsthand. It's
I question if she made it to heaven. To tell you the truth,
absolute
man.
monster. Okay,
I know.
Like no, I seen it and it's repulsive. And Shanny, I don't know how she survived it, but she did. You know, I don't know how she survived it.
Anyway,
You're
let's
tough.
go to this shit.
Shanny's
'Cause
tough.
it's
isn't he?
different.
With y'all real quick, kind of throwing this idea or thought and bouncing it off of y'all, of course, right? Now, we talked about opening portals or portals opening and what possibly could come through them, right? What that could mean for our planet, what could potentially happen, what it could mean, this, that, and the third. We've thought around all kinds of conspiracies, right, when it comes to portals.
If you think about it, the vagina is kind of like a portal.
The
to life.
The Bible calls the womb a matrix.
Oh, so it is a portal.
Do you realize this? What does that mean? Okay, the means by which a human naturally enters the world is called a matrix. What are the implications of that?
Ooh, deep. I don't know. You tell me.
Well, it's pretty simple.
Okay.
Everything is designed. It's further proof of design.
Oh.
Very easy. And people that look, if scientists are now starting to get pretty honest
Okay.
because quantum physics has made them absolutely question everything that they understood. And we're now in a place where I think they're ready to acknowledge that this is designed. We're very close to it.
Poetic Justice says, I feel like when you're pregnant, you're in the doorway of life and death.
Wow.
You and the baby both have one foot in the doorway. That's true.
Well, that's a very deep thing.
Hurricane Kid said, Jason, we can hear every time you touch the mic. It's hard
Sorry,
to
I'll
hear.
stop touching it. Sorry.
I
I apologize.
still have to find that portal video for you guys. Ooh. I love portal shit.
Here's
This
one I
is
was thinking about
literally a stage mic, so I gotta be
that I don't know if
mindful.
I've heard anybody talk about yet. And if they have, please point me in that direction because I want to see a video and hear how they talk about it and go in depth on it. But when we talk about portals, right? And excuse me, y'all, if I have to look down at my phone, my son's out right now. So if he hits me, I kind of need to look down and text him back just to make sure he's good. But back to what I was saying, right? We've always talked about portals in the sense of them possibly opening up anywhere, any location, and something coming through them or something going through them. Coming through or going through them. That's the
My hair looks like Cyndi Lauper's.
Oh,
I
man.
love that.
Oh, that's real accurate.
Girls just wanna have fun.
And that's about female
Oh,
masturbation.
girls just wanna have fun.
That's about females masturbating.
That is
That's
actually.
fucking awesome.
Yeah.
way I've
New
always heard
favorite
people
song.
reference portals, right? What if a portal open up didn't necessarily have to have something come through, but it altered or changed everybody's mood, temperament, their you know what I mean? How you felt.
Maybe it puts your deep, darkest desires, like, if you're an evil person, it's like bringing out the evil in you. If you're good, it brings the good out of you. Like, maybe it's like the separation between the wheat and tares.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Like, it changed everybody's, like, demeanor. Like, it made people more angry, more volatile, more emotional, more... What if a portal opening up did that? Would explain some things, right? The hatred that's constantly building on the planet. A lot of things. Because we go through these peaks and valleys of calm, then violence, hatred, then we're back.
Well, you know what? I'm sick of the violence. I've lived in way too much violence in my life, and like it just needs to end at this point. You know, like all of it, every single one of it.
This is what we refer to in the Bible as birth pains. And it's seriously, if you've looked at prophecy, this is very much, you're at the cusp of something big.
There'll be wars and rumors of wars.
Well, we got actual war now because we've seen it step by step happen.
What's up, Pancake? What do I think about the ICE situation?
What's up, Pancake?
It's horrendous.
Yeah.
It's horrendous. People are looking for their family members right now.
They literally have missing posters of mothers and fathers and nannies. They took nannies away from children. This is a monstrous fascist, whites-only, disgusting regime. And the founders are literally crying tears of blood, going, how could you?
Right?
We gave you something that was valuable with a constitution, and you have a man that wants to get a golden shower while shitting on the Constitution. You have a literal authoritarian-minded psychopath as your president.
That's true.
It's unmitigated banana republic, tin pot dictator, the worst of the worst.
There's no due process. That's my problem with this.
I know. He is selling folks what he is calling the Trump card. Do you know what that is? Did you look it up? Because I mentioned it in my walk-in video. You pay $5 million and you have special access. I want to know where the money is going for those Trump cards. Is that going into Donald Trump's personal bank account? Isn't that bribery? Saying you get special access and you get pay $5 million and get a Trump card? Isn't that making special deals outside the Constitution? And especially if he's getting paid personally?
Mm-hmm.
This is unprecedented shit. Nothing you could ever imagine. This is literally Biff Tannen in the White House.
That's stupid, too.
Yeah, mixed with idiocracy of a pro wrestler. Because Donald John Trump is in the WWE Hall of Fame. For what? I don't know.
I mean, it's all about optics with Trump. It's never about truth and honesty and righteousness.
And I want to make people understand that I was a Trumper in 2016. I had a MAGA everything. The hat, the red shirt, I had it all.
He really did. It annoyed me.
And I walked to the poll with my fucking shit on, which is you're not supposed to, but I did it. And everybody that was Trump had the fucking hat. We were all walking in with it. And I really think Hillary Clinton would have started a massive war with Russia. So I think that was a reprieve of sorts. But this second term, this man has no boundaries. Because the Supreme Court said you can basically fucking do what you want, bro.
Mm-hmm.
They took out the tricameral system of government with that ruling. And it needs to be stricken.
It really does.
And also Roe v. Wade needs to be reinstated. And Dobbs needs to be stricken from the record.
Truth.
This country has absolutely lost common sense. That's where we're at. Lost common sense. And you have a dictator that wants to parade his disgusting wares in front of the world like some little fucking Kim Jong an American Kim Jong-un. Okay? A fucking hamster. All right, leader. A hamster leader. But his hands are smaller. All right. I'm just loving Pancake. You know, we love the Pancake.
Allegedly.
Alleged. We have Stormy Daniels tell us the story on the package of what you're looking at. So I think Donald is compensating for quite a bit. Donnie, Just find
Can
yourself.
we get back to the
yeah,
portals?
go ahead. Go for it.
All
The
right.
portals. Okay, let's talk about it.
This is why I don't watch his video.
I know. Let's talk about the portals.
All right.
All right.
Let's talk about the portal.
Comes, it's like peak trough, peak trough, peak trough. What if a portal opening up somewhere could be responsible for that? I don't know. It was just something I thought of. It was something I thought of, and I had to bounce that off of y'all and get that out to somebody to see. I know it sounds crazy.
Oh, really?
So what?
Cool. Pancake, I'm doing this.
I don't care. Now, this video here is physicists claim that they opened a portal and multi-dimensional beings revealed human body is a soul vessel. Let's check it out.
What?
Ooh, unexplained mysteries.
Wow, what is this, dude?
Right?
Cool.
I know, right? A soul vessel. We are soul vessels, though.
We are biological antennas.
Exactly.
Sender, receiver, biological antennas.
Exactly.
That comes from the great David Icke, who's...
It's like quantum entanglement type shit. Like physics, like quantum physics type shit.
I'm really hoping that David Icke understands who Christ is, someday.
I hope so, too.
I really hope he can come to that understanding.
Maybe he will.
His wife told me, I sent him a big email about my testimony, and his wife sent me an email back and said he seriously contemplated your message.
You need to do that Alex Jones stream again.
Oh, man.
You need to do part 2.
No, I'm going to take that apart, but I just need a little time, honey, out there, okay?
No, I already know that.
All right, because Pancake wants it, and I want to do it, so...
No, I know you want to do it.
I've wanted to do this for years. The kangaroo court bullshit.
All right.
Okay, so we're going to talk about portals.
There we go.
Okay.
Dr. John Blitch, a former program manager at DARPA and Special Forces colonel, has recently come forward with claims that have captured the attention of both scientific and paranormal communities. Blitch, who played a pivotal role in transferring rover and robotic technology between NASA and the Department of Defense, is no stranger to innovation and intelligence. Inducted into the Space Technology Hall of Fame and holding advanced degrees in cognitive psychology, his credibility has been widely respected across military and academic sectors. Yet, his latest revelations delve into a domain far beyond conventional science. According to Blitch, the most memorable and intense of his experiences was an
Hell no, that's a fucking insectoid.
Which has pretty much been confirmed to exist.
Yeah.
According to what we would call experts,
Exactly.
we have confirmed that there's insectoids, greys, Nordics, and reptilians.
Ugh.
All confirmed.
Yeah, that's icky to
And
me.
Trump is looking like a fucking lizard. I don't
He
care what
is.
anybody says.
He really is.
That video of him in Saudi Arabia was chilling. His face looked reptilian.
I'm wondering if we're having like Invasion of the Body Snatchers type.
No, I
situation
think it's more like the show V.
Okay, what do you mean? I've never seen V.
V was a show about a reptilian race. Secretly, they could put masks on like humans, and it's a reptilian government, and they eat rats and shit.
Ew.
And yeah, it's pretty wild. But we should look that. I think you probably see it on Hulu. But there's an older one, and they did one in like 2001.
Well, I mean, what's the older one? What age?
I believe it's like the 60s.
Oh,
I
wow.
do-
So it goes
yeah.
back that far, the rumor.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And it's not a rumor, really. It's a fact that you had you had stories like Sitchin stuff. Speaking of Nibiru and the Anunnaki.
Yeah.
So this is all you would call it conspiratorial or whatever, but it's also history because Sitchin wrote what they feel is legit, some stuff, but I don't believe him. I'm not a believer in Sitchin. I believe he wrote fiction. But that's just me. That's my judgment. I could change my mind on that, like with Bob Lazar. I thought Bob Lazar was full of shit, but now I don't. So, yeah, I could change my mind.
There you go.
on stuff.
an encounter with an imposing
As can I. I change my mind quite frequently on things based on information.
Yeah.
mantis-like entity that stood roughly 7 feet tall. This being carried a distinct male presence and conveyed a sense of irritation, as though it were displeased with Dr. Blitch's reactions.
Always what? 7 feet tall or tall, 9 foot tall, 8 foot tall beings, 10 foot. They're
Right.
always super tall.
Or grays, those small baby things.
Well, maybe that's why they're the Nephilim. Fallen angels. They look like mantis, but they're really just fallen angels, and God distorted their beauty because they betrayed him.
Yeah, but when you see fallen angelic activity, and specifically with like the copulation with females, they look like attractive males. You know, like
Well, they can change their form, right?
I don't know. I go by the Bible, And what I
Okay.
see is when you see them, they always appear as males,
Yeah.
angels. Now fallen ones, I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, we know for sure from the Bible. I'm taken from the Bible.
No, and that's good.
They're giants.
Yeah.
That's a thing, without a doubt. The Og of Bashan was like 13, 14, 15 feet tall.
Yeah. Do you
So-
think they escaped to outer space when, like, Israel got all badass with them?
Who escaped outer space?
Like, the Nephilim.
I don't know if I believe that there are certain beings, and who knows how long they can live,
Yeah.
that are in government already and have been for a long time.
Yeah.
That are what you would call reptilian in nature.
Huh.
I believe that
There you go.
by the testimony of people like David Icke, you know,
That's interesting.
because I believe David.
We need to get you an Olight.
And Oring, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Like that's something
Right.
that's consistent in sightings, in interactions. Just always that. First thing I notice or hear.
The encounter took place in his third floor
Sam,
bedroom.
angels
And
are androgynous. What I said was, I believe that in the Bible, when you see an appearance of angels, quote unquote, if you were not talking about seraphim or cherubim or those beings, they always appear as males,
That's true.
not females ever.
There's one where they're, like, holding up a pitcher of water to heaven, and they were female in presence.
Okay,
Yeah.
I don't recall. Where is that?
I think, like, in Ezekiel.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, angels are androgynous as far as we know, but also we don't know the consequence, and this is what Chuck Missler used to say, that we don't know what would happen to an angel that would fall. Maybe he would develop genitalia. We don't know. Or maybe they have genitalia. There are some things that we accept whole cloth. That's fictions. I don't see any genitalia described in the Bible for an angel.
But
So
is it necessary to explain their genitalia?
no.
Yeah,
When you're thinking about fallen angels copulating with women, it kind of becomes an issue. You want to know.
that's true.
How is it possible? Well, obviously they have an organ that's compatible with women to impregnate them. So there you go.
There you go.
There you go.
Although the entrance was a deck with no stairs, the entity seemed to appear effortlessly through a screen door. This being, according to his account, communicated a message that challenged the very
Freddy is like, they had to have genitalia because they were knocking human women up right and left.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what I assume.
that's the thing. And the results of the offspring were Nephilim.
But it shows you we're close in DNA with them.
There has to be a level of compatibility. Yes.
And there's obviously a really good compatibility with them.
Well, there's compatibility. I don't
Yeah.
know how good it could be if you have the fallen angelic beings aren't described as giants though. They're described as men. They look like human men.
That's true.
Sometimes very feminine, maybe like with long hair or whatever. But like male. And you're mentioning something I don't think I was aware of even, that there was a female angelic being in the Bible. I was not aware of that. So
Yeah, there is. I'm pretty sure it's in Ezekiel. It's these female angels bringing up a pitcher of water into heaven.
oh, the woman with the ephah.
Yes.
That's in Zechariah.
Okay, I was wrong,
Yeah.
Zachariah. Close enough, though.
And a lot of good end time teachers believe that that's a symbolic of a nuke.
Mm.
The woman in the ephah, and it's delivered to Babylon or something.
Huh. Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Especially this time.
It was being delivered by unclean
yeah.
bird storks, which are unclean birds in Judaism.
Ratty said, I'm an angel, ask anybody. Aw, bless your heart.
I'm sure you are.
Bless your heart, Ratty.
Absolutely.
I love you, Freddy. You're a sweetheart. Always have been.
foundation of our understanding of human existence. The entity reportedly told him that the human body is not just flesh and bone, but rather a complex machine engineered to house a soul for a single lifetime. It did not speak in words, but rather projected thoughts and emotions directly into his
Biological
consciousness.
machine.
The core of its message was both profound and unsettling. The human body, it explained, is not simply a biological entity made of flesh and bone. Instead, it is a finely tuned, highly sophisticated vessel, a kind of organic mechanism
designed.
specifically crafted to support the experience of a soul through the duration of a single lifetime.
That's God's plan, yeah.
Can you believe that your body is a power plant? Like, and it keeps
Battery.
going. Like, you can not eat for 3 days, and your systems will not shut down in most cases.
That's true.
Like, that's incredible. So you have a self-sustaining nuclear, not nuclear, but maybe nuclear. I don't know.
No, it's not nuclear.
Power system in your body. Like, that's crazy to me.
It's like little tiny nanomachines in our body.
People go, oh, no, dude, what design are you talking about? Are you serious?
You know what designer I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
The designer.
But I'm saying it's clearly designed.
Yeah.
I think that's why my dad believed, because he was science-minded chemist guy.
Yeah.
But he saw design in the universe. It's not chaos. You know, there's wear and tear because it's old. I definitely believe the universe is old as shit. It's the 6,000-year-old bullshit. Just reject that.
That's, oh my God, you're so speaking the truth right now.
Yeah, that's just true. Shell Bell, we see you, yes.
Yes, we see you, honey.
But it's just, there are certain battles that we are put in front of for some reason as a believer, and we're like, oh, you have to take up this battle. Who in the world where's the common sense that we're going to age the earth to 6,000 years old based on the genealogy of Adam? That's fucking stupidity. Because in the first 2 verses of Genesis, you have some sort of cataclysm that destroyed the planet. Okay? There could have been 55 trillion years of history. You don't know.
It's definitely the evidence is we've been here for quite a while.
The evidence is that the universe is old.
Yes.
And it's catastrophism is the stance. And if you look at the way it looks, yeah, there's been some rough shit that's gone down. Probably having to do with just, God stuff. It's God stuff. Because that's outer darkness. And if you're dealing in outer darkness, you don't want that. Just trust me. Audio's awesome, I can tell by the gauge. How I want it to be, that's for sure.
I don't know if the audio is bad,
It's not.
Lori.
It's not. I know it's not.
Okay.
I know it's not.
Yeah, poetic justice. How is our audio?
I heard this mic on my other computer and it sounds awesome.
All right.
So it's what I want, for sure.
Dr. John Blitch described this moment as a complete reframing of how
Do you believe humans are only 6? No, I don't.
That's insane.
That's stupid. That goes against archaeological evidence.
They came up with this by the genealogy of Adam, and it's stupidity.
Yeah.
There's no reason to start the aging of the earth from Adam.
No.
That's dumb. He's the first man. Okay.
Just read Genesis.
You're not reading Genesis.
Just
he viewed life itself.
read Genesis chapter 1 and then read Genesis 2:1, and it says after
1,
the
2.
creation there was obvious men and women before Adam and Eve.
The Genesis 1:1 and Genesis 1:2, there's the gap. It is a gap. Moses, I think, assumes that you're either going to know it already, that there's a history in between there, and we're just not going to talk about it because it's stuff pre-Adamic.
Yeah.
I think he understood that people would understand that,
Yeah.
but we don't know because it's been
Forgot knowledge.
lost.
Yeah.
And that's where Michael Sarian's book, if we ever wanted to crack into that, goes into.
Oh.
That gap area is Atlantis, Lemuria, all of that,
Ooh.
which I believe is truth.
I do too.
100%.
He had long accepted conventional scientific explanations of biology, anatomy, and consciousness. However, this encounter presented a viewpoint that positioned human beings not merely as physical organisms, but as spiritual entities temporarily residing within a tangible form. The being's assertion reframed the body as an interface, an instrument through which the soul interacts with the material world. According to the entity, the soul is eternal, whereas the body is temporary, built to serve a specific purpose in a single, finite experience. The implication of this claim was staggering. It suggested that every human
I have a problem
experience...
with that one.
They might.
That clashes with reincarnation.
Doesn't clash with the Bible though.
No. I do not see reincarnation in the Bible. At all.
I hear you, Ratty. Ratty said, I don't care who was here first, to be honest. It's the here and now that concerns me. Exactly.
Yeah, there's two. Well, the problem is there's suffering. We want to reduce suffering.
Yeah.
And,
It's too much.
And that's something that even, Gary Mendham, if you know him, anti-natalist people agree. The best thing we can do is reduce suffering on the planet. And if that means banning certain things that aren't good for society, we should do it,
I say that's good type of thinking.
It's society-sustaining thought.
Yeah, but who makes these choices? What's good for
Society.
Okay.
It has to be that, because otherwise, what, you're going to have some overlord telling you what's moral? I mean, if you're talking the Bible, sure. I'd be okay with that.
There you go.
But even the Bible, do you want that ruling your legal life? A lot of people say no to that. So that's,
No, I want a secular government.
right, exactly. That's why we have what we have. It's supposed to be that way,
Yeah.
right?
I think so, yeah.
Because then you have MAGA Mike Johnson. That's like, no, we need ancient Israel rule. You're out of your mind. What are you even saying? You don't have a temple. You're not the Sanhedrin. What the hell are you talking about? No, we have a republic. Representative republic is what we have.
Honestly, how the government's going, I don't trust any of them to run us.
Emotional, physical,
baby
and
Jack
cognitive
Crockett and
is
AOC.
filtered through a machine custom designed to maximize soul development.
So if what happens when the soul or the body that the soul in ceases to exist, no longer can continue on, dies, whatever you want to classify that, does the soul then transfer itself to another body on some fallen type thing? Like that movie with Denzel Washington, Time's on My Side. You know that movie? And they would just touch people and it would go from body to body. Is it on some...
What's the deal?
Like that? When that body can no longer go on, it gets weak. Does the soul have a specific amount of time to get to another body? And then does that reset the clock? Or does it have just the remainder of that life? Do you spend the rest? I could go on and on because I've thought about this too. You know what I mean? Is your soul just body hopping to the next body until it finds one that...
No, I don't believe it's body hopping. I believe you have a purpose. Everyone has a purpose in their own body for whatever reason it is. It's between you and God, and I think you make a soul contract before you are actually born of certain things that you have to go through.
That's a really interesting thought.
Yeah.
I've you've expressed that thought before, and I've always wanted you to expand on that.
What, the soul contract?
Yeah, more of how, because that sounds just like information you were given by God,
Well, I mean, it's just pretty easy. It's like he knew you before you were born. What do you think that means?
Yeah.
Like he created your soul. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it means.
Yeah, your energy, your essence.
Who you are is not your fucking body at all.
No.
That's just a vessel to carry the spirit.
Yeah.
And then you choose the blacker or the white or the darker the light.
Yeah, I think certain people have to learn certain lessons in order to improve their soul.
I think leadership is pretty much meant to be dark.
Yeah.
Because the prince of the power of the air is Satan now. So that's what we're going to get. It's meant to be that way. Because we wouldn't appreciate the kingdom of God with Christ as king, who's perfect, perfectly righteous judgment. We wouldn't appreciate that without having this time.
That's true.
Of having a corrupt, disgusting, horrible, authoritarian, jackbooted thug on your face every day with Trump. So that's it. And it's by and for whites that have money.
Ain't that the truth, man?
This is repulsive society at this point. We'd be better off Mad Max society at this point. It's horrible, decadent, about money and status.
Exactly. Hi, Wookie.
Hi.
How are you, Wookie?
That's what I do.
How are you, beautiful?
We love you, and you're an incredible person with a very kind heart.
Oh my God, I love you, Wookie. You're amazing.
Very good heart.
Very
amazing.
You're just awesome.
Yeah, we love you. But let's portals.
Yes.
All right.
Fits and can start all over.
Pain, joy, fear, love, and every nuance in between were not simply reactions to stimuli, but integral components of a greater learning system. This perspective implied that life itself is not random, nor purely biological, but part of...
Hence soul contract.
Life is not random.
No. I think everything we've gone through is meant for our greater good.
I would love to hear the testimonies of people that have memories of this soul contract deal like you. You have memories of that, right? Something like that.
Something like that. More of a belief than anything.
So you don't have a personal experience with saying, oh yeah, I remember...
I'm not quite sure about that.
Okay.
Of a guided, structured journey of growth. Dr. Blitch recounted how the being stressed that while it and others like it could manipulate the physical form, even repair or modify it if necessary, the soul remained untouched and beyond their control. This distinction seemed crucial. The being emphasized that its work, whatever it entailed, was focused solely on the body, the machine. The soul, as it expressed, was sovereign. It could not be extracted, harmed, or altered. This comment, though brief in delivery...
That's an interesting belief.
This is why God is, the carrier of one soul.
The soul cannot be altered.
No.
That's very interesting.
No.
We got a butt chug in the room. Cool. What's up?
What's up, butt chug? How you doing?
Poetic Justice. Hi. Who else? Tater Toot.
Tater Toot.
All right.
Ratty.
Ratty the pheasant.
The peasant.
The peasant.
Yes.
All right. Cool. We love you, Tanya. What's up?
What's up, Tanya?
All right. Portals.
Reverberated through him like a wave, bringing with it both relief and wonder. The being seemed to express frustration at the resistance it encountered from human subjects, likening it to a surgeon trying to help a patient who, in their fear, pulls away mid-procedure. In its view,
honey, I
cooperation
think
was
the
necessary for the work to
desktop audio's a
proceed,
little too high.
though the exact nature of this
Do you think the
little-
desktop audio is too high?
Like minus 5 dB. I think
There we go.
That's way better. I
work
think.
was never fully disclosed.
Yeah, way better.
Still, the being's tone, while firm, did not convey cruelty or aggression. Rather, it conveyed something closer to exasperation, as if the creature had been assigned a role in assisting humanity.
It could be a messenger angel.
This reminds me of the Mothman because they say maybe that he's like a good messenger angel that just is terrifying looking.
Yeah, and he shows up to warn people of when catastrophes happen.
Yeah.
You're trying to recover from the stomach flu? Jesus Christ will
Oh
heal
yeah,
you.
you're healed. You're gonna get healed.
You're healed in
Yeah,
Jesus'
yeah,
name.
There's no doubt. You're just a little while.
Yeah.
You're healed.
Is that a guest of yours in the other screen?
No, that'd be awesome.
No. This is Matthew's fam, man.
I mean, we would love to have him on as a guest. That would be
I
sick.
wish.
I'd love to talk to him. He's cool.
But was continuously met with confusion and fear from those it sought to help. This entire
Yo, some people have said that too. Like, while we fear them, they're actually here to help and guide us. If you think about it, like, according to some civilizations in the past, they got a lot of the knowledge that they had from extraterrestrial beings.
You're really gonna
That's how they
want to
received
have
the
discernment
knowledge
of where
and
they're
wisdom
coming
and
from.
was able.
That is truth.
Okay.
It's the discernment thing.
Because the Bible says that Lucifer comes as being a light. So you're meaning to tell me that you're going to trust some spiritual entity coming into your room that just appears there and goes, yeah, I'm a good one. How the hell are you going to know that? The only way you're going to know that is if you have the Holy Spirit, and that will give you discernment to know. Oh, shit, this is actually a messenger angel. Like he's going to have a message for me.
Amen.
Or it's Lucifer, the little bitch, and he's trying to get you to deceive your ass.
Lucifer is a bitch.
He's a loser. Like he has no original nothing. It's all a fucking sham scam, bitch mode shit. He's a scammer because he puts all of this sex in front of you, like these fucking, the high school cheerleaders with the devil horns, and that's not real.
No.
There's no party in hell. There's no fucking metal chicks waiting for you. That's bullshit. Okay, the kingdom of God is the righteous shit, and that's what you should want.
Yeah, why do you want to do evil when you can do good?
No,
So much better for the world.
Evil's fake anyway.
It is.
It's a fake deal. It
just makes you feel powerful.
It's fucking performative, all of it, and everybody that engages in it really knows that it's just performative nonsense to make money in most cases. It's just to make money,
Oh,
and the chicks, money and chicks.
ain't that the truth?
Live the life. That's what it is. I mean, it's a joke, really, most of it. Peter Steele said that, like they had us, goth icons, whatever. Well, I just wanted to make music and fuck women. That's what Pete said.
To build and do different things, innovate. It came from extraterrestrial beings. So why do we still, at this present day, look at them in a way that, like, we fear them? We fear them. We fear the thought of them. Why is that? Is it because we've been brainwashed? The movies that we watch, all of them that brainwashed us to believe that they're here to harm. They're here to harm us instead of here to impute wisdom, guide us, give us information, show us the way.
You know the way.
Think about that.
Interaction forced
No,
Dr. Blitch to consider that the
you just
fundamental
better have
nature of human
discernment
life might
to
be
know
more
the difference.
intricate and interconnected with unseen forces than previously imagined. He reflected deeply on the idea that the boundaries between physical science and spiritual awareness might not be as clear-cut as modern disciplines suggest. The suggestion that life is a curated experience, facilitated by a machine body housing an eternal soul, opened a doorway in his thinking, a bridge between neuroscience, metaphysics, and something beyond. Dr. Blitch explained that from that day forward, his approach to existence changed.
Dr. Blitch.
The human experience, in all its
Hello, beautiful sister Deanne. How are you?
Hi, Deanne. I'm glad to see you.
I'm so happy to see you.
I got all it. I'm sorry about the noises. I got all the chords perfect. I won't touch it anymore.
Yeah.
It's because it's running through super clean audio on OBS, and this is really a stage mic. So
There you go.
it's all good. It sounds amazing. I know it does. So
He's been playing Mike Guy all day.
yeah, this came in the mail, and I wanted to get it set up, and it's because it's it's shit. It's the shit. I love mics like this, like stage mic. I like it.
He's so cute.
I think you're cute.
I think you're cute. I love you.
Rev, will you be doing more Alex Jones anytime soon? I want to do that. I actually wanted to do that at probably some point. I wanted to do it tonight, but we'll see. Just keep an eye on my channel.
How about after this video?
I would love to do it if you. Is that okay with you?
Yeah, that's fine.
Oh, that's sick. I will be. It will be out tonight. I'm going through it. It's going to take me a little while, but stay tuned tonight. You'll have it tonight. All right. People want me to do it, and I've wanted to do this so long to tear it apart.
Baby.
Yeah.
Do what you must.
I will. Yeah, because that's fine. I understand your take on all of it, and you're like, you're done. And I understand.
Pretty much.
Triumphs and tribulations now seemed purposeful rather than incidental. He began to question long-held assumptions not only about biology and psychology, but about the very meaning of consciousness itself. The entity's message, its claim that we are spiritual beings navigating a physical experience within a temporary machine, was both comforting and transformative. He acknowledged the existence of recovered technology and beings, some of which appeared sentient, like the tall, mantis-like figures, while others, such as the smaller grey entities, seemed to function more like biologically engineered assistants or machines.
It's fallen angels.
The insect, I'm going by Bible. And
Yeah, the devil always mixes the truth with fiction.
yeah, my opinion is really that these different races are different incarnations of what you would call fallen angelic beings, for the most part.
I think so.
There are real holy ones, though.
Yeah, so it's like, how do you decipher it?
The Holy Spirit. That if you don't
yeah.
have the Holy Spirit, you're going to believe a lot.
That's true.
Like Vaughn. I respect his views, but he says it's beings of light. Like, okay, what was the message? I guess the message is mainly moving humanity forward to peace. Well, hey, who the fuck am I to argue with that?
Yeah.
I'll let him have that. And he was cool with Jesus for years. Like, he was like a pagan Christian. So I think he's got the mustard seed. Why would I push it?
All right.
That's the deal.
These revelations, in his view, were so fundamentally disruptive to humanity's understanding of life and existence that many within government and science circles may have deemed the world unprepared to fully accept them. Despite the weight of these disclosures, Dr. Blitch emphasized that the public deserves thoughtful and measured discussion on the subject. With his background in neuroscience, military service, and psychological research, he feels a responsibility to contribute to the ongoing conversation. While he acknowledged the emotional and physical toll these experiences had taken, he stood firm in his belief that they are real, that they warrant serious attention, and that society must be prepared to face a future where the presence of other intelligences may no longer be deniable. This wasn't Blitch's first brush with unexplained phenomena. He recounted vivid memories from childhood involving paralyzing encounters with beings who had large dark eyes and an unsettling presence. These visitations occurred through his bedroom window and were so terrifying that he was left physically immobilized, unable to scream until the paralysis passed. Despite his father's...
Yeah, I think that stuff is demonic. And I don't know what they're doing to our bodies.
Think that would close you off that way is not holy.
And yes, I do listen to Art Bell. I love Coast to Coast.
Yeah, I think a lot...
That would be cool, reviewing old Art Bells.
That's a good idea. I feel that a lot of Art Bell stuff is infotainment.
Yeah, but it's fun.
It's fun. Yeah, sure. It's fun.
Reassurances that monsters didn't exist, Blitch was never convinced. The fear was too real, the details too sharp, and the physiological responses too intense to be dismissed as dreams.
Ago,
As he matured, Blitch tried to rationalize these events, relying on his skeptical and scientific nature. However, the experiences persisted into adulthood and became increasingly difficult to ignore. He spoke about a particular instance in which he awoke with 3 deep bruises on his upper right arm.
Well...
The marks resembled those of a grasping hand with 3 or 4 fingers.
Dude, I had a mark on my arm right here.
Yep.
Like 2 weeks ago where it looked like it was 3 fingerprints.
That's correct.
I'm not kidding you.
It's very bizarre.
And there is, like, times where I'm like, where did the time go?
Yeah, missing time.
Yeah.
I think we may have made some friends.
Possibly.
I told you about that whole thing. I was levitating out of my room.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure.
By default, they would take me.
Yeah.
Space
child.
thorough self-examination and logical deduction, he found no plausible explanation for how he could have received such injuries. What struck him most was his immediate impulse to record the bruises on video, something completely out of character, further suggesting...
I did. I showed everyone those bruises. Like, what the fuck is going on?
Why would you not? I mean, it's like, what the hell was this shit? What happened to me?
Exactly.
And
it's
it
freaky.
is. We both have had experiences,
Yeah.
And I think we've probably made some friends in the stars. In the stars.
Yuck.
We don't... Is it consenting? Well, no.
No, it's not.
You had that too, Marky? Yeah, it's, I don't know, levitation, and yeah, man, absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, they choose certain, I think, people.
Yeah.
It might be genetic.
It might be.
They want our genetics because we're compatible with them more than others. That's definitely something speculated, that there's a race that's dying. And they want, we are suited pretty well to crossbreed, so.
That is interesting.
An external influence. Blitch held top-secret SCI clearance as a nuclear weapons delivery officer and had commanded Pershing 2 missile batteries. His experiences with unexplained phenomena did not impair his professional responsibilities, nor did they discredit his contributions to national security and scientific advancement. He
Wow, you
revealed
remember
that he was not
talking to
alone in
Marky.
these experiences.
Yeah,
At
genetics.
least 4 other military professionals with similar levels of trust and clearance had come forward with accounts of encounters with non-human entities.
See, and see,
I believe you.
why do they choose who they choose?
Genetics.
Genetic.
It's straight genetics. Compatible genes.
Yeah.
There have been multiple males that said that they brought in a very, like, what you would call desirable body, but the head is a gray.
I have a
Like-
St. Clair. I have St. Clair in my body, so
Yeah. Which is black nobility.
yep.
That's definitely that bloodline. But is it Jesus blood? Well, that's for people to speculate.
That's
Like,
true.
I-
My dad was born with a 6-0.
Like, why? I've been thinking about that for a while too. Why do they choose the people that they choose to come to and talk about and give this information? And it's normally people in the same type of field as these guys.
Why do they separate people based on races? I think it's probably because they want a specific genetic code. There's the garbage genetics, and then there's the higher genetics. There's the slave races, and then there's the nobility races. It's stupid. It's a weird cult shit.
Well, apparently some people's blood is sweeter and better than other.
That
Apparently.
I guess so.
I don't know about this because it's against my belief. No.
Why is that? That's the question. Why do they pick and choose and go and speak to people or give that information or impute that wisdom or just talk to a select few? A select few by design in this specific.
I just wish they would just take people based on consent, because there's plenty of people who would consent.
Yeah. Yet, it's unlawful and unconstitutional if Eisenhower made that treaty, because you're violating autonomy.
That's right.
So that was not lawful. And yes, it should all be by a program in the government where literally if you want to undergo alien experimentation, you can come here and be paid for it.
Exactly.
That's what I would say.
That's how I feel.
Yeah, if you're going to do that.
Few. It's gotta be. We got to figure that out. Maybe there lies the answer to humanity. We thinking it's somewhere in a pyramid, or we thinking it's somewhere underwater, or the lost.
No, I don't consent. I don't. Like, if they ask me, maybe, but I mean,
my answer is it depends on the goal. It's likely that I won't have a child on Earth, so it's like, would you have a star child? I don't know, maybe. I don't know.
there you go.
I would feel not clean about it because, like, I'm with Shannon. That's weird. That wouldn't be nice.
And it's an abomination to the Lord.
I think it probably is. Yeah.
City of Atlantis may have it, or somewhere in Antarctica, or some. Maybe the answer lies with the people that they're speaking to. Imagine
Shanny
the ones
loves this
that are
thing.
scared to come forth, who have had this same encounter, but are just afraid to come forward because of what all comes with that.
This growing body of testimonies from respected individuals adds a compelling layer of credibility to his claims. One of the most compelling events Blitch described took place after witnessing a traumatic event in Oklahoma City. In an attempt to manage the emotional aftermath, he began taking meditative mountain bike rides to a secluded area in Denver. One particular day, he felt an overpowering urge to trespass into a fenced region marked as Indian burial grounds. Despite internal conflict, he gave in and entered the area.
So he says, "I like your shirt, Rev. Groovy."
I know. I love this shirt, man.
It looks good on him, doesn't
I really
it?
enjoy this shirt because it's. I need more tie dye.
He's so cute.
I want to give you love.
Oh, I want to give you love.
I'm making out all day.
Let's make love
Yeah.
all night long.
All night long. I'm good with that. I'm agreeing.
Shortly after, he noticed he had a spontaneous bloody nose and collapsed from a sudden wave of disorientation and cold.
Ah, dude, that's the radiation that you get. Like, do you know, like, if you're in outer space, the massive amount of radiation you would get?
Oh my god.
Like, there's no material that we know of that could protect you from it.
Or the lead on the craft was enough. Yeah,
No,
right.
it wasn't. It was
sorry.
aluminum.
I don't
Give me
believe,
a fucking break.
I don't believe you.
No, I don't.
Astronauts.
When he regained his senses, he was inexplicably drawn to a light in the distance. As he approached, he saw what he thought was a fuel truck, though his memory of the event was fragmented and surreal. Instead of engaging, fear overwhelmed him, and he turned away. When he finally made it home, he realized he had been gone far longer than expected, hours longer, despite only intending a short bike ride. At a convenience store, a police officer informed him that his wife had filed a missing persons report. His body felt as if it had endured a marathon, and the incident marked a turning point in his understanding of reality. These experiences, combined with his professional background, led Blitch to conclude that something beyond conventional explanation was engaging with him. He spoke of his struggle to differentiate between dreams and reality, especially when dealing with altered perceptions.
Dude, that's so freaky. He couldn't decipher between reality and his dreams.
That's like William Hurt movie Altered States, really.
Yeah, that is.
That's some wild shit.
He was really, like, some would say a psychotic break.
Yeah.
A particularly haunting moment occurred when he encountered the cover of Whitley Strieber's book, Communion. Seeing the image of a grey...
Oh, he wrote Communion.
Whitley Strieber wrote
Oh,
Communion.
then never mind. I was wrong.
The alien triggered an overwhelming physiological response. His young daughter had to physically tug him back to awareness, breaking the spell that had paralyzed him. Blitch stressed that he doesn't share these experiences lightly. His background in neuroscience gives him a unique understanding of how the human brain and body react to trauma, fear, and extraordinary stimuli. The physiological...
Altered States is the best.
It's a fucking
I introduced him to Altered States, actually.
You did. I had no idea that movie at all. And that, wow.
William Hurt, baby.
That's one of the best sci-fi movies I've ever seen. Easy.
That's true.
Because they also threaded in Revelation, which is like, wow, what?
Right?
This is incredible.
I was like, baby, you need to see this movie. You'll like it.
He's an arrogant asshole in the movie.
Because he likes David Lynchy movies, so I figured he'd like Altered States.
It's extremely Lynchy.
Right?
Especially when he goes in the mountains and he takes that shit, the blood, and he drinks the blood.
Yeah.
Holy shit, that's trippy shit.
Right?
That was insane. Yeah.
The responses he experienced, paralysis, disorientation, and sudden cold, are not things easily fabricated or imagined. They point to a reality that many find difficult to accept, that we may be visited, observed, and perhaps even influenced by intelligences beyond our comprehension. The core of the message imparted by the humanoid being, that the human body is a vessel designed to house a soul, has profoundly shaped Blitch's worldview. It bridges a gap between science and spirituality, hinting at a larger framework of existence that includes
Shanny.
purpose, design, and perhaps even destiny. While mainstream science remains...
Aaron, why are you speaking for me? That's weird.
I didn't know where that was coming from at all.
Yeah, that's just weird.
I just love you.
Was it a thought that came up in your head?
Remains cautious about integrating such claims into
Fucking
accepted
Huxley.
paradigms.
Oy.
Blitch's testimony adds to a growing chorus of highly credentialed individuals who are beginning to speak out. In a world that increasingly values empirical evidence, testimonies like Dr. Blitch's challenge us to expand the boundaries of what we consider possible. His dual roles as a military officer and cognitive scientist make him a unique and credible voice in the discussion about non-human intelligence and the metaphysical nature of human existence. Whether one views his experiences as evidence of extraterrestrial contact, multidimensional phenomena, or psychological episodes influenced by trauma, they are undeniably thought-provoking. In the end, Dr. John Blitch's account serves as both a cautionary tale and an invitation. It cautions us not to dismiss what we do not understand, and it invites us to explore the mysteries of consciousness,
Marquis,
existence,
sorry.
and the universe with both humility and curiosity.
But you gotta first provide people with a safe space. Provide them and a lot more. If we talked about this stuff in a way that was receiving, intriguing to people, not judging, then more people would be open to having these discussions. More people would come forward. More people wouldn't panic or go crazy or you know what I mean?
Well, yeah. Well, you're labeled crazy if you talk about these type of experiences, and these are real human experiences.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be like taboo.
No, not at all.
down amidst having one of these contacts or situations or interactions. It would be normalized and they would be receptive to it. And maybe we can get some answers.
Science continues to probe the boundaries of reality, Perhaps one day the experiences of individuals like Dr. Blitch will be recognized not as anomalies,
You
but as
gonna
glimpses
acknowledge
into a
the spirit?
broader,
'Cause,
more intricate
like-
truth about
What, honey?
Science. Are they going to acknowledge the spirit? Because
They should, because it, like, is literally the energy that they talk about all the time.
they're going to continue to spin their wheels and nonsense until they acknowledge spirit.
That might be true.
No, that's definitely true.
the human condition. Dr. John Blitch traced a deep, lingering sense of anxiety back to unsettling memories from his childhood. He vividly recalled seeing unusual faces, reminiscent of alien beings, peering through his bedroom window.
Whoa.
These early encounters left an enduring emotional imprint, contributing to long-term behavioral patterns, such as compulsively checking locks and curtains each night. The intensity of these
Oh, that's so creepy. You, like, feel like someone's going to enter your house at night, and you're literally looking out the curtains and making sure everything is locked at night.
Yeah.
Oh.
childhood experiences had a profound psychological effect, one that followed him into adulthood and instilled a persistent feeling of vulnerability. When reflecting on his own experiences, Dr. Blitch considered the nature of the beings involved. Unlike others who interpret such encounters as entirely threatening, he offered a more nuanced view. He noted that despite the disorienting aspects of these events, such as lost time and fragmented memories, the beings never left him in harm's way. Whether returning him safely to his bed or placing him near his mountain bike after a mysterious episode, there was a pattern of being restored to his original location, which he found thought-provoking. He compared this selective memory loss to the use of anesthesia in human medicine, where drugs can help suppress traumatic memories for the patient's psychological benefit. Dr. Blitch speculated that these beings might employ a highly advanced form of energy, possibly targeted at memory centers in the brain like the hippocampus, to reduce emotional distress. From this perspective, the memory disruptions might not be a sign of hostility, but rather an attempt to prevent psychological overload. To help explain
Maybe
the
that's
difficult
why
balance
we don't have as much memory as we should when
between
remembering
discomfort
what we had before, you know, all of this, before we were born. You know what I mean? That's an interesting concept, though. You know.
If you're interested in subject matter like, you know, before the Big Bang stuff,
Yeah.
it's cool. But honestly, there's some things, and there's smart Christians that say this, and I'm with them, that it makes me very comforted. I'm very comforted to know. I'm very comforted to know that there are certain things in the creation that I don't understand.
Oh.
I think that is a very good position to have because it acknowledges that you are not God and you are not meant to know everything. Not yet. I believe when you're in your second resurrection body, the new wineskin, you're going to know pretty much everything there is to know. I believe that in the resurrection.
Like dinosaurs. Yeah. Like dinosaurs.
What about dinosaurs? What the fuck, like dinosaurs?
Do you want to end
Sure.
this broadcast?
I want to thank each and every one of our audience members that has love in their heart. I need you. I'm a reverend right now, okay? I've got the reverend shit on. You need to pray because we are in the time period right now that is highly spiritually, let's say, high spiritual heat. And you need to ask the Creator to expedite all of the suffering so that we just get the kingdom here as fast as possible. Because America falling like this is absolutely a sign that it's time for the world to come to its knees and we're going to witness the second coming of Christ.
Hi, Ick Vibe. How are you?
I want you to understand that you definitely are living in the generation that you will see the second coming of Christ. I believe it.
I think so, too.
I completely believe it.
Amen.
So, amen. We love you so much, and Shanny loves you. I love you, and that's it.
Yeah.
Have a good night.
Love you guys.
We love you.
Bye.
Bye. I'll be doing the Alex Jones video. We have a watermelon here and a baby Gavin. And Shanny, do you love them?
I love them so much with all my heart.
Do you believe how much comfort and love you get from hugs
Oh, their hugs are just everything. They give you life
and purrs?
and love.
Gavin goes,
He does. He does.
he's our baby.
He is.
And so is Watermelon.
She's staring at us right
Now
now.
she's like, okay, we're going to watch TV or something.
Yep.
All right, we love you guys.
All right, bye.
Bye.